Hey guys, sorry that I couldn't give you a video on Steel last week. I didn't feel like I studied the map enough to give you guys really a good synopsis of what a spy should do. I mean, I gave good communication on the first point, but it was kind of hectic and we kind of rolled the other team, so it wasn't really a video worth posting. This week, we played the Weilanders and we did beat them 5-0 on this map. Um, but it was actually very interesting how the match went because of what happened in the first round. And this is actually the first round that we played, and it's really the match is really kind of interesting because they're a very good team, but they have weaknesses, and I kind of want to expose you guys to weaknesses that you can take advantage of on the other team, and specifically on this match, their NG was their big weakness. They didn't guard their NG well when they needed to, and the NG also wasn't as proficient in deathmatch as he should have been. Um, and that's what you really need when you're a top tier NG because spies can take advantage of this. So I just kind of wanted to point that out later on. But here, in that mid fight, I pressured the sniper. That's all I really wanted to do. I wanted to kill the sniper. I saw bronze there. I thought he was going to kill the sniper after I put a few shots, and it didn't work out. I knew the mini sentry was there. Sometimes you just sacrifice your life to pressure the sniper. That's it. Here, I see the NG. I get some good shots on him. I stop the mini sentry, and again, then he didn't have the best DM there. I'm able to pressure the sniper because I was able to kill the NG, and now their sniper can't do any work for their team, and they're in a really bad situation. Here, the spy guards their medic. That's really also not particularly good for them because then their spy gives up his position. Um, and again, we take second without much of an issue. So it looks like we're going to just kind of push in. They do have Uber, I believe, along with us. I'm not sure exactly what the percentages are. I was actually probably trying to look for the medic there. I couldn't get a good view on him to try and get Uber percentage values. But anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about this push. The worst thing that can happen though is losing a person. We do lose Sneaky down there, and we decide as a team that we're still going to push in. You got to go with it sometimes and hope you get the frags. CP5 last can be pretty challenging to take, so usually I like to go in after a pick, but the team really wanted to go in with it, so I have to go in as a dead ringer spot because I have to support the team. I have to try and use the distraction that they give me to the best of my ability, and I see the level 3 there. Not sure if I saw it earlier. I can't really remember. But anyway, looks like we lost the fight, and my goal is just to get that level 3 down so that he can't move it up to the next point, and also maybe I get a back cap. So luckily here he has his wrench out, and he also is far away from me. Even so, I had low health. It was very aggressive play on my part, but it worked out. And this dispenser placement is terrible because I can just do that every time it's just it's really ridiculous. That was a really bad spot by him, and that is something again NGs you got to really think about when you're facing a spy is the fact that they can take advantage of these situations to really screw up your team. And there they sent back the soldier when they're pushing out as a combo to try and take third. So then again, they're down a soldier during a push. That's really really bad for them. So just delaying them, that's another thing about the spy. Being able to delay them with the threat of a back cap is huge. If you can get that done, and if the enemy team lets you get that done, it's very very difficult for them to get work done. Now, it's not as big of a deal right now because no one's scored yet, so they can be very defensive. They can draw the game out as long as possible. But as soon as we get our first point, they have to start being aggressive again. So it's interesting the dynamics change on CP5 because of the time limit and everything. Teams will have to be more aggressive if they feel, or less aggressive if they're up or down. You have to you have to think about that as a spy. Here I get a good flank again on the sniper and the NG. Again, all day I'm just trying to kill the sniper, kill the NG, free up our flank, let them do work. And here I'm just trying to get information. But I see an opportunity. I see our team's trying to push in. I see no one's on the point. I just want to start capping the point because no one's focused on it, right? And I get a lot of good cap time on it. Unfortunately, the our team is not pushing all together, and this is a thing. You have to guess sometimes whether your team is ready to push or not. Some of our classes were, some of them weren't. But if we had more people there, obviously it might have been a little different at this point. Unfortunately, we gave up a lot of people, but because I capped the point a little bit, my thought is now to change to Cloak and Dagger and try and get a back cap. I've been playing very aggressive with Dead Ringer, so generally, after you've played aggressive with the Dead Ringer for a long period of time, switching to Cloak and Dagger gives you a advantage because they're not really expecting it, and they also feel you're kind of dumb and one-dimensional. And that's what I love playing with the Dead Ringer. If you can make the enemy team think you're dumb and one-dimensional, you can get a lot more work done than if they respect you. And here they clearly don't respect me. They have the mini sentry not guarding the point, it's guarding the stairwell, and they've only left an NG back. So they're basically saying we got to be aggressive, we got to send everyone to the point, and we got to take this next point. All right, we got to be aggressive. When really they just got to work off picks here. So here I see the NG's not turning around again. A big no-no. He's not really thinking about the spies much because I've been playing as Dead Ringer, right? And I'm able to get the back cap for my team and really cement our status because now we have the pressure, we have all the aggression, and they're the ones who have to score on us, and it changes the game entirely when they have to be aggressive. So for the rest of the match, they were leaving back like a pyro or something else and trying to guard the NG, which hurt them when they had to give that up in the push. Uh, and generally, it was a slugfest. I think people who stood out on their team was especially the spy. He was getting a lot of sniper picks and med picks, which is really good. Um, I got a few sniper picks and everything, but generally I was focused on giving information and letting our flank do a lot of work. I feel a lot of times being a facilitator during pushes, especially on CP5 maps, is what you want to do. Like, especially with Dead Ringer, you don't want to be pushing when your team isn't pushing, unless you're trying to give them information, because you're not going to get a pick on a good team unless there's a distraction available with Dead Ringer. So it's really hard for me to quantify what you should be doing as a spy on CP5 um, because there's so many different situations you can do. You can be very aggressive and go after the heavy and mid fight. And I actually killed their heavy, I think, a few times on the mid fight because he wasn't expecting it. I just went underneath the bridge and stabbed him right there because it's a really fast pick, and I knew that if I could get there fast enough, I can get a really. He won't be guarding. He'll be, focused on our team, and he won't be, a spy aware. And then other times I would just be very defensive, or I'd go in their flank and just kind of pester them. Uh, there's a wide assortment of things you can do on CP5. I just wanted to give you guys kind of like a little glimpse into how I'm thinking about things. And CP5 is one of my favorite game modes because it allows you to really change your game style as the game goes on and take advantage of things you found. Like, for instance, if someone is not playing optimally, you can focus them, or you can take advantage of that later on, and that was especially apparent with the NG, right? He was not able to deal with my damage or my movement, so he kind of suffered the consequences, and his entire team did. Um, and a lot of that stuff doesn't show up in the stats. Like it was kind of funny. I think in the logs I had like 8 NG kills, and again their spy did a lot of work. Credit to him for really helping their team out there. But in the end, we still won 5-0, and this was definitely a fun match for me. So thanks for watching, guys.